Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Gav, aka BEYTEK, and like I say, welcome to all you new subscribers to the channel. For all you OGs and regular sort of subscribers, I'm feeling bad. I feel like I've kind of cheated on you guys a little bit, but when you're doing this sort of YouTube stuff, sometimes you don't want to have a camera in your face. Sometimes you're not in the mood. Sometimes you just want to swing hammers and get shit done without having to set up cameras and stuff and try and capture it. You know how it goes. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of bad, and this is why. Oh, engine is out on the floor. Look at this. All out. There's nothing in the bay. I've pulled out the standard D14 engine, and obviously the built engine is here on the stand itself. And yeah, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip the wheels on, I'm going to push the car out. I need to swap some bits and bobs over, gearbox and stuff like that. I've got the clutch and stuff like that to install as well. Get everything ready to get the engine back into the car. I'm just waiting for one of my pals to come with an inlet manifold. It's got a spare inlet manifold because I'm going to have to modify the injectors. The injectors I'm going to use are K20 injectors. They're like 310 310cc an injector. So I'm going to use them for now, and when I go boost further down the line, like next month, I'm going to decap them, which should give me around about 500. But we'll be able to test that anyway to see what the flow on the injection tester. So yeah, I've got this stuff. I need to chuck this back together again, get the wheels on, roll the car out so I've got some space to work on the cars. So there we have it. Civic is out the garage now. I was going to give the bay a bit of a paint and stuff like that, because there's a couple of bits that could do with touched up, but I'm a bit time limited. So this engine is getting taken out. I'm dressing this one up with parts from this one onto this one, and sticking the forged motor in, hopefully in a day. So I just need to take off some covers, need to keep this alternator, I need to keep a few parts. Probably first of all take the loom off, get that all off, get the clips away because I hate clips. And yeah, don't look closely, like too closely, how I've got this thing strapped up here, because yeah, my forefathers of tuning will be absolutely screaming at the computer just now. But yeah, I've just got it lifted up there. The reason I've got it lifted there because I needed to get access to everything around it. Like I need access to the inlet manifold, I need access to like gearbox, the timing side of things and stuff like that as well, and all the mounts, so I couldn't lift off any of them. D14 standard injectors, check the pintles on them. That atomization is absolutely shocking. Which kind of surprises me, because this thing was actually really good on fuel. So yeah, we'll flow test them at some point. Engine loom is now off. That was a nightmare. There were so many clips, so many brackets, completely standard. And look at that, a D14 inlet fits on a D16. Pulley I'm a bit scared of, because the bolts on Hondas are typically really hard to get off. But I'm going to have to take the gearbox off first, lock the flywheel before I'll be able to crack that off. Cool wee tip for you, to get flywheel bolts off, and main pulley bolts as well, just stick one of the flywheel bolts in and an engine mount, and then this is actually a timing chain from the oil pump of a K20, so, and then you can get it on and it's not going to spin around. So she's all timed up, starting to get bits on from the other engine, looking good. Turbo manifold's obviously coming off. Yeah, so this is the D14 clutch, that's the D16 clutch. The D16 flywheel seems to have bigger pads than the D14 for some reason, so I'll be using that flywheel over there. It's a bit rusty, might stick it on the lathe to give it a wee bit of clean up, but probably not. Just need to put the box on, clutch on, inlet on, modify some K20 rails, injectors, and stick it back in the car. Gave the flywheel a bit of a clean with the drill, and just going to push in this new spigot bearing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whip off that sump and stick it onto here, because this one's got a bit of a dent in it, so I'm not sure if they're swappable. Well, I spent the best part of that hour trying to get it on, and I got it on, but yeah, the oil pump side of things, different fucking sizes, so to whip it back off again, sometimes you've just got to try these things. So what we've got here is the D16Z6 inlet manifold, and these are K20 fuel injectors They come like this, stock obviously, but I've broken them bits off, so we just have the seals at the bottom, and they fit in there quite nicely. Let's see, straight in, down like that, and they'll push in there nicely. Only issue is this is a D16 rail, and they're 10mm, so I'm going to drill them out so they fit onto the K20 injectors, which are 14mm tops. So I'll do that. The reason I can't use a standard Z6 one is these are 10mm, but there's not enough room for me to actually drill that out to like 13.5, 14. And there we have it, K20 injectors installed on the rail with the stock reg and a nice wee pressure transducer up there just to finish it off. Need to try and lift the engine though. It's not too bad. Let's put her down. So, next on the agenda, I've got the flywheel on with the new bearing. We need to stick on the clutch. Not gonna lie, that clutch actually has got some pressure to it. It took quite a bit of clamping, so hopefully it does work. You know, it was only £26. So the part number is ST98702 and it's max clutch. Just for my own reference for when it comes. It comes with bearings and everything. So time to slide the box on and get it on the hoist. Jack it up, clean the place up a little bit, push the car in and see if we can get it in the bay. We're still getting there. It's getting pretty late at night though now, but we are still in the same day. So yeah, what I'm going to try and do now is get the engine in, jack it right up, put the gear selector in. I took this all out in a oneer, and basically slide that underneath the car, and I might actually cut some of this trim out of the way first because that was getting in the way. Oof, there was a bit of fucking about, that's for sure, but the engine is in. Yeah, look at all that room. We've got room for so much activities. And yeah, such a small little engine. I love it. So, we are getting places. I've got this D14 manifold on just now. I've laid in the coils here for the coil and plugs. They're K20 coils, cut down shorter. I've got my lambda sensor here as well. Run the coil loom inside the car. Fuel rail stuff's all done, fuel injector stuff's all done. I need to sort something out with the air inlet temp sensor, but I'll maybe drill a hole somewhere or maybe just have it into the air filter. I need to make a cable stay for this, so a bit of steel or aluminium coming off of these bolts probably. Oh yeah, drive shafts and stuff like that. And I need to get a different belt because this belt for the alternator isn't long enough. It's actually too long, so we need to get a shorter version. This is 4PK800. I might have to go for like a 700, something like that. Yeah, we shall see. Maxxecu's up there. I was going to show you in the carpet full of McDonald's. But yeah, it's around about 4 AM just now. I'm shattered. Like, it's hard to keep enthusiastic when I'm so tired. But yeah, I'm giving up for the night because I'm starting to make silly mistakes with wiring and stuff. It's another day. It's a new day. It's a new light. I've got the drive shafts and that in now. And I'm just going to stick some of this in. Just cheap oil because obviously I've run it in just for a couple of miles with the cheap stuff, empty it out, change oil and change the filter. Can I do it without spilling though? Oh yeah! I've also not done the valve guides, the valve, I'm not done the valve guides but the clearance and all that, but I'll try and start it, see how it goes anyway. Unless it doesn't start, obviously. And that'll be one of the things I'll be looking at. Right, we have all fluids in, apart from sort of coolant. I could only really get a little bit in, so when the car starts up I'm probably just going to have to start pouring water in, just so the pump sort of feeds in. But what I'm doing now is I need to tidy up the workbench a little bit, just because we're going into wiring stuff now, and I need to clean my hands and have a little bit, a wee bit more cleaner, a wee bit finesse when it comes to stuff. You know, I'll be soldering, crimping, tidying up looms and stuff like that, so I don't want them all mucky. So. Oh, you gotta love wire strippers, eh? Like this type, the ratchet type. Look at this. Oh, all three done at once. Right, so we now have coolant temp, coolant pressure, fuel pressure, oil pressure, all routed into the car. So that actually is the engine bay wiring done. I just need to stick a cover on this because obviously it's exposed just now. You can see the little trigger tooth and stuff like that in there. And all in all, basically, I just need to go inside the car now. I've got the Maxxecu down here. I've got all my leads, so this one's here's for coils, so I've got like a 12 volt and stuff like that, and basically I've got 3 here. These 3 here are for my sensors, as in my pressure sensors, and this one here is for map, so that just plugs straight into there. So the power steering belt, no, in fact it was the alternator belt, was a 4PK800, but it was actually ended up too loose because the D16 pulley is actually smaller. So I've got this one here. I basically cut this one down to the size I need, which is 780. And if you didn't know, by the way, 4PK is the amount of ribs and 800 is 800 millimeters. That's how long it is. So I've got this one here, which is 4PK 780, and I'm going to stick that one on and see. But I get a van. Alright, mate. Right. Cheers. Oh, what have we got here? Maxxecus. Yes! A customer. Well, I've actually got 2. I've got one for a guy in Edinburgh called Seb, and the other one is for Simon. That's a Maxxecu Mini, that's a Maxxecu Sport. So, as you guys know, I'm a dealer for these ECUs. Fucking love them. I can just really get behind them because I can understand the software, and you know, there's no bugs. There's never any issues. It's just, you know, learning it. It's just so easy. So now I'll only sell EFI or DIY EFI, which is the speed wheel stuff, like super basic, super cheap. And then if you want like a proper ECU, like more in depth, where you can get coolant pressure sensors and all this sort of jazz in, Maxxecu is the way forward. I love this. I love this ECUs. Oh, look at this mess. We're getting there though. See, the thing is, a lot of people say, oh my god, how can you work in that mess? They're the one that'll take 4 years to build a fucking car. I managed to do this in 2 days. Go over triggers again. Make sure fuel pump and stuff like that, all outputs and that work. And probably, and I say this loosely, go for a start. So far so good. I've got cooling temps all over the shop, so if I put fan on, you can obviously hear it come on. So we've got control ability. I've put in here, I've got my BEYTEK, I've got my oil pressure, fuel pressure, coolant pressure, you know, basically raring to go. I'm going to have to look at this coolant temp sensor. Right, so what I'll do is I'm going to measure the trigger on a oscilloscope. I'll base home signal, and we'll start measuring just to check we get a good cam signal. So fuel pump all came on there, it's fine. Let's go back over this. Head to Maxxecu, start measurement, and we'll go for a crank and see. It shouldn't start. Well, if it does, it'd be buzzing. If it does start, well, that's very unusual because they don't normally start straight away, obviously. What the hell? What the hell? What is going on? Oh my god! It just started! I've not even done my trigger sync or nothing yet! I still need to obviously make a bracket to hold these coils down and check for sort of is it running so well already? That is seriously unusual. Like, I have to say, that is like really, really unusual. There's normally something that's fucking thrown out of the way, but let's go and check oil pressures and stuff like that. I should have checked that first, to be honest, but I'm too excited. Right, oil pressure 500 and I don't know if you can see that, 535 kPa of oil pressure. Fuel pressure, I'm at quite low, that actually, 252 kPa, and coolant pressure is like next to nothing, so that's fine. I'm happy, very, very happy. Let's have a look at this trigger logger just now, make sure it sees all the home signal and stuff. Going right way through it, no problems. It's normal. So this one here is just picking up all the home. This is picking up the individual. Oh yes, guys, I'm so happy. Like, this has been really, really easy, really easy to do. I found out that the sensor, I was having an issue with the coolant temp sensor flashing red, saying there was a big issue there. But what I had done is this is the coolant temp sensor here, and I'd plugged that into the BEYTEK oil pressure switch. I know I'm a dafty, but I don't use that anyway. And some UK cars don't even have that option, so yeah, I didn't have to worry about that. So I've plugged into the right coolant temp sensor one, and that's that. That's the intake of the D14. I've just got shoved in there just now. The coil packs, I need to make something a wee bit more substantial to get these down. I might go D17 or D16 coil packs, but it's just a bit of wire, just hold them down basically just now. The bonnet will stop them from popping right out, obviously. I still kind of need to bleed it, but the missus shouted at me for starting the car up, so I'm not even really going to be able to tune it. I'll check the oil level. Not even going to be able to tune it, but I got the idle in the ballpark. Lambda control, everything just works in this thing really easy. So started off the key, which I was not expecting, but while it started, I just left that at it, and you know, the ECU done the rest. It just sort of took control. So yeah, my last thing I'll do is a throttle bracket up here, and tomorrow I'm actually going to Civic racing to help him with a couple of cars, just be his dyno bitch. It's always sometimes handy to have another guy that's got like sort of knowledge of ECUs and electrical gremlin sort of side of things and fault finding cars to have beside you with a dyno. So that's what I'm going to do down there. Just need to stick on the headlights, bumper, throttle bracket thing, and that's going to be it. I won't be dynoing it tomorrow though, that'll be in a couple of weeks. But yeah, I'm going to be running the thing in, see how it gets on, and maybe do a wee oil change tomorrow or something like that. And yeah, see what this D16 is all about, especially with BEYTEK. It's going to be interesting to see the difference. I've done a draggy of the D14, so I'll do a draggy of the D16 at some point too as well. Obviously we'll be dynoing at NA as well before we go turbo. So yeah, sounds really good. Like I say, I've not done the valve lash or nothing like that. I've not adjusted any of that or done any of that sort of stuff. I hear it a little bit chappy, which means it's on the looser side of things, which when it comes to that sort of things, I like the motto, a chappy engine is a happy engine. So yeah, she's happy. So yeah, oil pressure was up at like 5 bar at idle, you know, so I don't have to really worry about oil pressure as such, I don't think. But yeah, we're getting there, guys. Anyway, here, much appreciated for you guys joining in. It's been emotional. This thing, the engine got ripped out, stripped down, built up within 2 days, and then stuck back in again, fully wired up and ready to go in a day and a half. So 3.5 days from start to finish, especially when you're installing an ECU that's never been put in one of these before. It was a bit of a challenge, but I loved it. I'm really tired, hallucinating like absolute hell, but I've got passion for cars, I've got passion for doing shit like this. I just love it. You know what I mean? I just love it, guys. And I love you too, guys. All of you that are joining in, watching the videos and that, and sticking right the way to the end to hear me speaking shit. It makes me feel good, and I hope you guys get something from these videos as well. I'm not a pro. I'm never going to be a pro. I'm just me. I'm keeping it real, and we're going to catch you in the next vid. All right, guys. Cheers.